So I'm sealing up my new air box that I built. I wasn't even going to do a vlog on it because I figured I'd be kind of embarrassed by it by the end of it, and I'd want to stomp on it and crumple it up and throw it away and burn it and blow it up with dynamite. But I guess it's turned out a little better than I thought it would. Basically, the truck, when I bought it, came with air conditioning that didn't work. I'm building the truck without air conditioning. So those of you that know the 73 to 87 Chevys, they have a big air box right here where your condenser coil sits in it for your air conditioning. Now if you didn't have air conditioning and it was only heated, it's a much flatter unit, more like this. Well, I could have either patched up the box that I had, which would look like crap, plus it'd look kind of silly having that big box without having any air conditioning. And then I thought I would try and find a heater only truck, and maybe that was being parted out, and maybe buy that off of them. But today I was like, oh, heck with it, I'll try and build my own. Right now I'm sealing it up. You always want your airbox sealed up well because you don't want engine fumes, exhaust fumes, or whatever being sucked into your cab. Anyway, I started out by cutting the old airbox off square with the ductwork right here to give me a little bit of kind of squareness to work with instead of that big funky shape. And then I happen to have a rear corner from our Nissan Xterra that got dinged and I replaced. I kept it around because that's what I do. And it turns out the thing was, I don't know, it's about 3 feet long with a corner in it. It turns out I was able to use that and trim out just a piece to go from the top and all the way down and around, and get that screwed together and screwed to the firewall with a couple of L brackets on the inside, and then sealed up, trimmed so it looks decent, and square across here so when I were to build the front, then it would sit flush. So then on the front, this is actually a valet parking sign from the place I used to work. And this is the back side of it. Measured, trimmed out corners, folded, bent the edges, then welded these corners, welded this angle on the bottom side, just to make it look as nice as I possibly could, and it just fits snug over the new plastic air box that I built. And I had put some of this, it's air conditioning, they use it in air conditioning, it's butyl rubber. Some people call it monkey shit, if you know what I mean. I'm using that to seal up the air box, and before I put this fancy cover on it, I laid a bead of this butyl rubber all the way around so it squishes up against it. Now I'm just filling anywhere where I think there might be a gap or something in these funky areas over here. But on the back side of the valet parking sign, I just took my grinder and ground out any scuffs or dings that were in it from working with it. And then I ground a pattern crossways, up and down. Kind of figured I wanted it vertical. So I left it vertical, and then I took the edge of my grinder and just carved out geb in there, because it's geb built. And then I clear coated it with some Rust-Oleum clear coat, and it actually looks much better than I thought it was going to, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think it'll go well in the engine compartment once the engine's in and everything. So there's that. It wasn't too hard to do. It was time consuming, and then of course taking care of the boys out here sometimes takes up some time. But anyway, just takes patience, time, minimal tools like always. And then something else to be proud of is I repurposed two things. I repurposed the Xterra right rear bumper panel and an old valet parking sign. There you go.